Good morning, good day, good evening. This is episode 112 Tech of Tea, and I recently got a chance to go check out my new place. So if you guys don't know, I've mentioned it a bunch of times this show, and probably on the main channel as well. I will be moving in, I think it's like 6 weeks at this point. I'll double check. I think it's about 6 weeks. Let's see. I think it's like 41 days, something like that. I want to say. 41 days until June 1st. So I'll be moving from this current place into a much bigger room, and I've got the keys to the new place now, so you're probably going to see on the main channel, like, you know, moving vlogs, things like that. I'm not going to spam them out. There's going to be like maybe 2 or 3 of them. You've probably already seen one on the main channel by the time you see this. That's going to be just me showing off the house while it's completely empty. There's like a couple of things, but like none of like my bed and shit. After that, I want to do a video with like, you know, everything set up in the basic way I want it to be set up. And then probably a third video after that, once everything has been, you know, swapped out with some of the new things I want to be doing. Now, this room, so this room that I'm in right now, actually, we'll start with that. This room, I've got the dimensions right here. I had the dimensions right here. Notes, there we go. It is, so it's 310 long, that way. And then it's 270 that way. That's in centimeters. I don't know what that is in inches. Work it out yourself. 310 centimeters that way, 270 that way. Now, the problem with this room is there is like a built-in wardrobe. I wonder if you guys will see it if I turn the camera. Yeah, there you go. But annoyingly, when they built it, it wasn't built with the room. So it actually eats into like the actual size of the room. So the room might theoretically be 310 long, but only about, I would say about 255 of that is usable, because it's like this little hallway thing off to the, like, my right-hand side here. I guess it's left for you guys. Off to this direction, there is like a little hallway thing, and it just eats into the space. The new place, though, it is 4 meters, I guess, going by where stuff is and how I'm going to lay stuff out, going from where my desk is 4 meters behind me, and then 3 meters in that direction. That direction. But it also has a built-in wardrobe, but it was built into the wall, so it doesn't actually eat into any of the space. It makes it so the room's, it's not that much bigger on paper, but based on where shit is actually located, it makes the room feel so much bigger. Obviously, I still have the extra meter. That does definitely play a part, but not having the giant-ass fucking wardrobe in my way definitely adds to a lot of that space. So in this current room, this is literally how far I can push the chair back. To get out of this chair, you've probably seen it like when I've had to like get up for random stuff. I have to like shimmy my way out of this. It's not comfortable and I don't like it. At the new place, though, I did some measurements. I don't have a tape measure here, but I did some measurements, and I worked out that I can actually have my desk and the head of my bed sort of next to each other. So this bit right here, like literally next to my bed. And there's not a lot of space when I do that. Like, not a lot of space to get to my built-in wardrobe. Like, that's the side it's going to be sitting up against. But there's enough where I can do it. And then when I do that, I'm going to have like 3 meters behind my desk where I can just, I can either move the chair back, I can like move back and get out of my chair, or other things that might be fun. Like, I'm thinking about random shit that I can do, because I had some ideas initially, but I didn't want to have anything sort of set in stone until I was absolutely certain about the space that was available and how stuff would sort of fit in it. So I'm not making any purchases until I have like all my stuff there. But at this stage, what I'm thinking of doing is I might grab a beanbag. Honestly, to be completely honest, yeah, we'll go with that. I might grab a beanbag and I might just do the podcast from a beanbag. I sort of want words. Words are hard. I want to sort of differentiate the content I'm doing on my channel, because right now, everything is being done from this position. So the gaming stuff, the main channel, and the podcast all have the same look to them, which is fine. But I think it might be fun to, like, change up how stuff works. Maybe the beanbag would make more sense for the gaming channel or something like that. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to get a beanbag, because, like, I just want a beanbag. I just want a beanbag, so I'm going to get a beanbag. There's plenty of space for it, so it's going to happen. There's also going to be space to use the green screen like I'd expected, but there's going to be plenty of space to use it. I don't know where I'll store it when I'm not using it. Maybe in the spare room. So it's a 3-bedroom house, and there's only going to be 2 of us living there. So that third room is going to be like a guest room, and most of the time, nothing. So I might just put the green screen there where I'm not using it, or I might have some way to fit it in the room itself. I'm not too sure where stuff's really gonna... where everything is gonna play out perfectly. I'm gonna... like, if I wanted to leave it in the room, there would be space to put it. It's just whether it's a spot where I want it to actually be in. Like, it would be in the backdrop of my shop, most likely, unless I was to do something like... there's a sort of top shelving in the built-in wardrobe. I could put it up there or something like that, I guess. And then the stand under my bed, or I would work something out. I'm not totally sure on what I'm going to do. What I am sure on, though, is I'm going to be getting some monitor arms. I'll get a three monitor arm, so I can clear up a lot of the stuff that's on my desk right now. And I'm going to be moving the TV that I have that's currently a glorified teleprompter onto its own, like, TV cabinet thing. I don't watch TV, but I occasionally want to be able to use the TV to, you know, chill out and watch some anime or something like that. Not game on it, really, just because gaming on a nice monitor, once you've done it, it's hard to go back to gaming on a TV, but definitely just chilling out and just laying down and watching something. That, I think, would be a good idea. And the TV, I think I've mentioned this before. The TV is like a 65-inch TV or 55-inch. It's a stupidly big TV. It takes up most of the width of my desk. But I can get a stand for it that is about the width of my bed, so it can sit on that. It says the maximum TV size for it is like 46 inches, but I've done the measurements, and my TV will fit. It's not going to be like what it suggests to put on there, but it says it has an 80-kilogram weight limit anyway, so it should be fine. It should be totally fine, I'm gonna say. Why am I getting a message from Dylan? Let me see. I had to prioritize some other stuff, but okay, just random stuff about the new place. He's telling me to buy my own kettle, and that's fine. I can buy a kettle. He wasn't gonna use the kettle anyway, so I was planning to buy it in the first place, but whatever. There are some slight issues with the room. One of them is there are some... where the built-in is, they didn't cover the bit where they had to cut out to actually, like, get the doors in or get the rails in for it or something like that. So there's now just these 2 holes in the roof where I know exactly where spiders are going to come from anytime I see a spider. So that's fine. I might go and, like... I guess I could fill it myself. Maybe I could fill it with some silicone or something like that. I don't know. I'll see what Dylan wants to do about it. I don't want to leave those random ass holes in the roof if they don't need to be there. The overhead lights on this place, I can turn the light on. It's not a very bright light that I have in here, but I don't use it for videos anyway. I could probably get something that will work better. This is a very orange light. That also doesn't help out. But this has got a light that sort of you can't see me. This has got a light that sort of, like, points down, you know, like lights typically do. This room, though, like the new one, it's got a ceiling fan, and the light on the ceiling fan doesn't point down. It actually points, like, to the back of the room. So when I turn it on, like, half the room is lit up perfectly, the other half is not at all. I don't know what they were thinking with this setup. It's such a terrible idea, but... yeah, that's it. It's just such a terrible idea. I don't know what they were thinking. So that's gonna be basically how it is. I might have to go and the globe I got for it was just something temporary, because the globe it had in there was like 900 lumens or something stupid like that. And because it had a glass cover over it, you turn the light on, And the room is just like this very dim, very like depressing orange color. It's basically not even bright enough to comfortably read a book. Why those were the globes that were in there? I genuinely don't know, but those are the globes they were using. Because there were like previous tenants in there as well. So they must have put the globes in there, I would have to assume. No other sane person would actually do that. So I'm gonna probably have to go and find a globe that's more of like a neutral white color. I can find some on Amazon and eBay, surely. Because yeah, when I went to what's the store called? Bunnings. They had the cool white globes, they had the warm white globes, but typically when you want to be doing any sort of, I don't know, maybe cool white would have been easier to deal with. I don't know. I'm gonna do a bit of experiments with the lights that I'm using. So I'm probably gonna swap in a cool white light, a warm white light, and see what I can actually find that makes the most sense. I'm gonna guess maybe, especially with how, well, with my current setup, like, warm white looks really weird because I'm already boosting the warm whites because my background is purple, and that's going to bring a lot more blue light into it, making it so my face would look really strange. So that's why that was really, like, overblown. If I brought the color correction on the camera down, it might be fine. I'm gonna have to do a lot of experimentation with it to sort of get my color into a more natural sort of look. The look I've got right now is as close to natural as I've had it on the channel. And I sort of want to get it basically as close to as it is right now as is possible. I'm trying to remember what the actual, like, the neutral white Kelvin is. Let's just look up neutral white Kelvin, because globes are measured in Kelvin in the what is it, the orangeness or the blueness of them, I guess is what you would say. So 5,000 to 5,700 is daylight white. Okay, so let's see if I can find a 5,000 light globe. So 5,000 Kelvin light bulb. Let's see. eBay. One that shifts. Let's see if we can find a lot of them. Like, I guess people in Australia just don't fucking care, because I'm not getting much luck finding any Australian outlets. Oh, here's one. This is Globe Daylight. I'm gonna disable the download I'm doing that is slowing down my connection very, very, very heavily. It doesn't matter what I'm downloading. Let's see. Oh, is this one from Philips? That's 90 fuck. Oh, it's a smart globe as well. That would be why. Here we go. Here's the website I was talking about. This is, the lighting outlet, and you can't see it because I didn't fix it before I started recording because I'm very good at my job. Here we go. I'm sure I can find something that'll work. Yeah, I'm sure I can find something. Red globes. Oh, that would just use these in my videos all the time. Don't even have to worry about any sort of other lighting. Yeah. I will find a globe that works, or I'll mess around with, like, my camera settings and get it to a point where it should be good. But the other thing I noticed, this isn't as big of a deal in that place because my housemate there is actually, like, chill and doesn't fucking blast music all the time. But the walls are made of fucking paper. The walls are so thin and block out basically no sound. So he was playing music on his laptop, literally on the other side of the house, and I can hear it with his door closed. So the problem that it has is the entire, like, the entire fucking house, except for the bedrooms, is tile. So tile is really, really bad at bouncing sound. By really bad, I mean really good at it. It's really bad for me because I have to fucking deal with it. So everything just bounces through. The walls are made of paper, and that is a little bit of a problem. So what I'm thinking of doing, I'm not certain if I'm going to do it yet. I'm probably going to just go and put up some mass-loaded vinyl. So it is this stuff right here. Basically, it is a... Ignore the cost here. I don't know how much that is. But basically, it's this... It's vinyl, but it's got some, I don't know what it is. It's got some substance in it that makes it heavy or something, and it's good for blocking out sound. This is actually good for soundproofing, not like some people think where you would use something like sound foam. Sound foam isn't good for soundproofing a room. It's good for sound deadening. It's good for getting rid of the echoes. This shit will make your echoes worse. Like, if you're just using this and nothing else, if your room wasn't echoing anyway, this will make it echo. Because this is going to make the walls, basically, it's going to make a lot less sound be able to pass through the wall on, like, both sides of it. So, you would have this to block out sound coming out of the room, and then block your sound from leaving the room, and then you would use sound foam to make it so the sound hits that foam and then doesn't reverberate back into the microphone itself. The other one nice thing about the room, this room has really high ceilings, so I have to stand on a ladder or stand on my bed to be able to change the light globe. In the new place, I can literally reach my hand up and turn the globe. I'm not that tall, but I can just do it. And I'm like 176, 178 centimeters? I don't know what that is. It's not 6 foot. It's like 5'10", 5'9", something like that. I'm not that tall. So I can do that. My mate, he can like literally touch the roof standing still. So having the ceiling much lower should eliminate a lot of the problem with the echo, because the problem with the echo is when you let the sound travel further, then it can bounce off of more things. Having less of a distance to travel should, in some respect, eliminate it, but I'm probably still going to put foam on the roof anyway. I'm going to have to work out the best way to do it, because I know that if I sound foam the entire roof, then the light is going to be basically dead. That's the other problem with sound foam. So sound foam is typically a dark color, like a dark gray or a black. And that means that it doesn't just deaden the sound, it deadens the light. Because the light can't very easily bounce off of a black surface or a dark colored surface. So I might have to leave like a segment of the room that's not foamed just to make it bounce, but I'll work that out as it goes. I might end up putting up some posters as well, because I have a bunch of posters up in... Have I shown them? I don't know if I've shown the posters, actually. I'm going to grab the posters. I've had these for, like 3 or 4 years. The problem is, though, that this place can't exactly put them up, and, yeah. So they've just been sort of sitting there, not really doing much. I did have... Almost broke stuff. I did have them up back when I was at my parents' place, but since that point, I never got around to putting them back up. So, what do we have here then? I actually don't even remember what posters are in here, like how many there are. So I've got plenty of them that I can definitely put up if I want to. So we have... This one was from... Oh, this is from Luke Kidgell's Tambourine Tour. I think this was like 2020? I don't remember what year this was. Either way, great comedian. Speaking of great comedians, I've got this one for Lewis Spears, No Slide Season. Also signed by Lewis. The other one was signed by... this one was signed by, Luke Kidgel. Got this one. I didn't realize I had so many comedian ones, actually. This one from Isaac Butterfield's Why So Serious. Great tour as well. And I think this is the last of the comedian ones. Then we get to the anime trash. Then we have from Frenchie's Turn It Up. Also, fucking great tour. Absolutely great tour. I think Luke and Lewis are both... Are they both coming back to Adelaide soon? I don't remember. I should probably get tickets for that, and unless it's already happened, in which case then yeah, I can't. God, there is a lot of posters in here. Okay, so let's start with the older ones. We have most of the, I think actually all of these posters are fan art that I got at I think it was just Avcon. Yeah, it would have been just Avcon, which is like a local anime convention, which hasn't run in like the past 3 or so years. Yeah, about 3 or so years, because there was like, you know, COVID at the start. Then after that, they opened stuff up, but it was still limited capacity, and I didn't go to that one because they were like, oh, you could go one day, but not all of the days, and I always go all of the days. And then the next year, I think they did like, you can go to specific events, and it's just like, no. And this year, I think it just got cancelled entirely. I might have been adding an extra year in there. Maybe the events was the one the year before. I don't know. Either way, I'm waiting for it to come back so I can actually like go to the event properly again and buy a lot of really cool art like this one. This is a Cardcaptor Sakura one. It's really, really cute. It's got the artist's name there, but I don't remember. It's a very generic name that's going to make it very difficult to find them, because I would like to buy more of their art. Yeah, I'm trying to get it to a point where you don't see the glare. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, that's going to work. Really, really cute piece. Oh, yeah, this shows how long ago I bought these. So, at the time, Darling in the Franxx was popular, and I bought this. I do like Darling in the Franxx. It's a great series, and I don't care what anyone has to say. The background's getting completely blown out by the lighting. Ah, much better. Let's do it over here. Yeah. You can't see some of it because of the microphone, but it's better than it was before. Yeah, that should be fine. We have some Pokemon ones in here as well. Also, I had blue tack on these, so some of these are, because they've been sitting here for a very long time, they were a little bit stuck together. Also, I had Velcro things on them as well at one point. We have this one. We have this Pokemon one. This Greninja or Gekkoga, depending on which name you want to go with. We have... Why did I buy this? Now, this is a good question. Why the hell did I buy this one? Wait, do I have a double? How the hell did that happen? I don't know how that happened. Wait. How long have I've had these for years now? I don't remember. Oh, no, that's not a double. They just look exactly the same. Yeah, I'm fucking dumb. This is a Madoka one. They just look fucking identical. Wait, it's the same picture, basically. It's the same picture. But, wow, I didn't notice how close the outfits were. But no, we have a Madoka one as well. There we go. Much better. I was very concerned for a second there that at one point I just bought a double of a poster for no reason. This is the one I'm not sure why I bought at this stage. Because I didn't even really like the series, like, a ton at this point. But here's, like, a Tokyo Ghoul one. I guess this would be Route A? Or Re. It's either Route A or the follow-up series. I don't know which. Either way, I'm not sure why I have it. Maybe I was a fan of it at the time. I think I was a fan of Re at the time. Route A, definitely not. Route A is very bad. If you haven't seen Route A, don't watch it. Just go read the manga. Because it took, like, the manga ending of the original series, and then we're like, you know what, fuck it. Let's just do a different ending. Here we get into the ones that are stuck together because I'm dumb and left blue tack on them. So let's try to get those apart without damaging them. This is probably great content. Here we go. Okay, didn't damage that. Cool. Oh, except they're stuck on the other side now. Shit, this is actually really bad. Okay, there's a lot of them stuck together like this. Oh! Oh, and the blue tack is like half eaten through. Has it eaten through or is it just... No, you can just see it because it's very thin paper. Okay, that's fine. We have this Bakugo one. Yeah, this actually is really thin. That would explain why. It's in like I guess a paintbrushy style. You can't see the detail super well, but maybe. You can't really see it super well, can you? Either way. Next one. There is a fucking lot of these here. Jesus Christ. We have this one for the original Love Live girls, which are still the best Love Live girls, but Nijigasaki is certainly growing on me, especially with the new season. I need to finish Gintama, actually, but I've got a Gintama one here as well. Wow. There we go. I really need to finish Gintama. Gintama is great. Honestly, a fantastic series. Everyone should go watch it. We've got some more Pokemon ones in here. God. Oh no, oh no. There we go. At least, you know, with them being fairly thick being posters, it's not damaging them by breaking them apart like that. Anyway, this, I guess, Alola Marowak? I'm pretty sure. Alola Marowak is the blue one, yes? I'm gonna check this now. I'm pretty sure Alola Marowak is the blue one. Or I'm going to just be saying something stupid. And that's also possible. That's also totally possible, man. Now my connections is not going to work. So I can't check it. You know what? I'm just going to... Oh, there we go. I was going to say, I'm just going to say this is Alola Marowak and then just move on. Alolan Marowak. Yes, it's a very stylized Alola Marowak, but it is an Alola Marowak. Or is it a shiny one? Shiny. I don't know. Maybe it's just stylized. No, it's definitely not shiny. It's just stylized. Okay. I just like... I'm not even a big fan of all of these Pokemon. I just like the art. I was like, I'm going to buy... I think I bought, like, one of everything they had, basically. We have this Arcanine here. Which looks actually really fucking cool. Like, really, really, really cool. I'm actually a big fan of this one. Having the blue tack on here is not that big of a deal, because when I do put them up, if I do put them up, I'll probably end up putting them up in frames anyway. So the frame's going to cover the bit of blue tack that was on there anyway, so it's fine. We have the original Legendary Trio, the Legendary Bird Trio, which is this one. Looks real cool. And unlike most of them, it sort of expands a lot to the edge of the paper, which I actually like a lot. I like the sort of square design it's got here with a lot of them, but I think having them expand all the way was probably the reason why I bought that one. And here's one. I should probably bring this over. Here's one. There's actually a Pokemon that I like. This is... There we go. This is another Greninja or Gekkoga. I think I prefer this one a lot more over the other one. If I was going to put one of them up, I would probably end up putting up this one. Here we go. Got like dots. It's really cool. Like, it's hard to tell how good this looks on the camera just because of the lighting. But in person, I think this looks really, really cool. We have a... Is this... Also, this isn't the end of them, by the way. There's a whole nother packet of them in here. This is just the end of this initial pile. There's so many of them. Like, when I go to cons, I like to support the, the indie creators that are there, and I end up spending a lot of money on things that I'm never going to use. Anyway, Saitama. This would have probably been shortly after Season 1 came out, shortly before Season 2 came out, and then everyone stopped caring because the animation went to shit. And here we go. Oh, so we got 2 more in this pile. I really should have taken this blue tack off fucking years ago. We have this Mega Min. I think at the time there was... I think there was one for Aqua and Darkness as well, but I don't know why I didn't buy them. Maybe they weren't in stock or something like that, and I bought them like right near the end of the con. That's actually very possible, because I know a lot of the time like the artist will go and actually print out more if someone's like, hey, I want these, especially if there's like a couple of people who want them. But yeah, I like. Yeah. Is that another Gintama one under there? I think there is. Oh no, that's I know that one is. Okay, yeah. I think I do have 2 Gintama ones, but we have one here for Yu Yu Hakusho, which is a fucking fantastic series, and it's. I don't want to say it's better than Hunter x Hunter, but like, it's very close. It's honestly very close. I do like Yu Yu Hakusho a lot. Look, I don't care. The ending is a bit of a mess. The ending is certainly a bit of a mess, and I think everyone who's watched the anime can certainly say that. But yeah. One of the reasons why I wanna have another AvCon is because I know there's like, if it had happened like a year or so ago, there would have been some really fucking nice Tokyo Revengers art, and I would have bought it. Like, there's been so many good series in the past couple of years that I just haven't had a chance to see all of these local artists do some stuff with. And here is Little Witch Academia. This would have been, I guess, the TV series, not the movie, which had come out years prior. Here are more of them. If you thought this was going to end, it's not going to end just yet. There's still more. I don't think I ever put these ones up. I think I bought the... I'm going to take that away from the mic so that's not annoying. I think I bought these ones and then they just sat in the packet. Yeah, they don't have any blue tack on them. And I don't have a slight clue what is in this packet. So this is going to be a surprise for you and for me. First one we have... I think I bought all of these from the same artist. No, there's just a couple from the same artist. We have this one, this Persona 5 one, which, looking at it now, I'm not a super big fan of this, but it is still nice. I need to finish Persona 5. I need to do that. We have this one of the Persona 5 girl that I don't remember the name of. I don't remember anyone's name in Persona 5, but this girl, I'm gonna find it now, just for any of the audio listeners who've been sitting through this. Persona 5. This is why it might be nice to do one of these live, so people can correct me when I'm saying stupid things. Persona 5. Let's go to the wiki. That should work. Persona 5 is the 6th game in the Persona series. That makes sense. Characters. It is... Makoto. That one. Yes, Makoto. I know what I'm saying. Yes, all along, this was just Makoto. We have this one of Sakura. Futaba Sakura. Also, not a big fan of this one now that I'm seeing it again, but it is still, it's nice, but my taste in art have sort of changed a little bit over the past couple of years. I can see why I liked this at the time. Like, I can see why I liked this at the time. But, not a super big fan of this one now. One I am a fan of, though. Oh, I didn't know I had this one. Luckily, the last time there was an AvCon, it was still within the time that people cared about Demon Slayer. So this would have been... I think this would have been, like, the year that Demon Slayer came out. Like, when did the first season come out? Demon Slayer. Because I want to say this would have been the AvCon of that year. I don't know. Demon Slayer came out a long time ago. Demon Slayer anime I should search for. Yeah, I'm bending all of the posters. Ignore me. They're my posters. When did the anime come out? Wait, was it 2019? Ah, oh, this would have been the last time there was an AvCon then. Yeah, this would have been the last time AvCon happened. That's another thing. If there was an AvCon after fucking, after the Infinity Train aired, after the Rengoku movie aired, there would have been some really nice art for that, but, sadly, it didn't happen. We have a couple of Fate ones. We have this one for Heaven's Feel. I guess it would have been Heaven's Feel Part 1? Yeah, it would have been Heaven's Feel Part 1, I would say. But the art is based on Part 2 because Sakura's got her new outfit. I don't think Part 2 had aired by the time that year happened, though. So I can't be... Yeah, either way. We have this one of Saber, which I think looks pretty cool. And we have another one in here, which, looking on it now, I'm not a big fan of it. I might end up clearing out... Oh my god, why do I have so much fucking Fate art? Oh, that's why I have so much Fate art. I think I might have still been playing Fate Go at the time. I think that's the case. We have this one of Saber Alter. I'm not... I think the thing that turns me off a lot of these ones is the face. Like, I think that's the main problem I have. Like, I'm very picky about faces now. But, like, objectively, it's still well drawn. It's just not the face that... Like, the face isn't a style that I like. And then last one, we're finally done. We have... There's so many posters here. We have this one here of Saber Lily. I definitely... No shot I wasn't playing Fate Go at the time. I had to be playing Fate Go if these are the ones that I bought. Surely I had to have been playing Fate Go if I bought a Saber Lily one. I know that I did play it for a long time. I don't know if I was still playing it at this time, though. I might have also been still talking to some people who are big fans of Fate Go and sort of being surrounded by Fate Go stuff a lot and Fate Go art, and yeah, that might also be why that happened. But I'm going to take a short break and clean all these posters up, and then we'll be back. Why did I even plan topics for this podcast if all I'm going to do for the first, like, 30 minutes is talk about the house and then literally spend 20 minutes talking about posters? That 20 minutes I'm probably going to clip and nobody is going to watch it. I don't know how many were in there. There were too many of them. Someone feel free to count them if you want to. I'm not going to do that. It's got to be, I would have to say, at least 30. Easily 30, probably more than that. But it is what it is. Let's move on to something else, though. Let's talk about something I've been having a lot of fun with. So, I talked about 6.1 for Final Fantasy XIV last week. And I talked about a little bit about the new PvP mode. I've been playing a lot of the PvP mode. It's very, very, very fun. I was not expecting PvP to be this good, because previously, FF14 is not an MMO that, you know, people play because of the PvP. They play it for the story. They play it for the glamour. They play it to go to strip clubs, which are actually a thing in the game. They ERP. They do all of this stuff that is not PvP. PvP drops with Crystal and Conflict, and oh my god. So, the problem with the old PvP system is most people played a system called Frontline. So, Frontline was basically chaos. FF14 Frontline. I'll show you a picture of it if I can find one. One that sort of demonstrates how bad it is. This is a great picture. Yes, this is a perfect picture. You can't see anything that's going on. No, don't open the video. Just open the image. Thank you. Oh, this was back in Heaven's Ward as well. Wow. So, all of these people All of these people right here, they are all going for the same objective. So basically, Frontline was 24 v 24 v 24. It was 72-man PvP. So a lot of the individual things you do weren't really that important. You could be very bad, but still be on the team that wins. But even if you were good at PvP, there was just so many people that unless you were focusing on individual targets, you just weren't going to get anything done, because one-on-one PvP in 14 doesn't really go that well. Unless you're fighting someone who's really good or you're really bad, most of the time, if you one-on-one someone, you're just going to lose. Most of the jobs. There are some exceptions, like samurais are busted right now, and ninjas are busted, and dragoons are busted, but anything else, like let's say a warrior goes up against a dark knight, or a warrior goes up against a white mage, even then, like, people complain that warriors are broken, but it's fine. You're not going to die basically instantly. So the new PvP is no longer this stupid 72-man PvP. It is now 10-man. You have 2 teams, 5 on 5, and they are 5-minute matches with overtime. This is such an improvement. So the other problem with Frontline is you'd have a lot of people that they would get stuck in conflicts that don't matter. Like, you're supposed to be going towards the shiny objective. Like any sort of objective system, most of the modes work in a capture the flag with some extra sort of thing on the side. But because you have so many people and the matches were like 15, 20 minutes long, you had a lot of time to have these skirmishes nowhere near the objective. Like, the objective would be on the other side of the map, and like, everybody would be there. Or like, you'd have a lot of people that would fight over the center, and there was nothing happening in the center. Like, occasionally things would happen, but at that time, nothing was there. So they were just fighting for literally no reason. And you were just watching the other, like, little groups go off and just going after the objectives. And that was how you'd win the game. So now, though, because the matches are so small, the maps are much smaller. Like, it's a match, like, it's a map where you won't go more than like 10 seconds unless you wipe out the entire enemy team without encountering someone else. So people sort of have to be like constantly running towards the objective. Some people still dick around and lose matches because of that. I'll get into that in a moment, but most of the time it's a lot more fast-paced. So the idea with Crystalline Conflict is you have this crystal in the center. When you stand on the crystal, it goes to the enemy base. When the enemy stands on the crystal, it goes towards your base. When you both stand on the crystal won't move until one of you die, or one of you get off of the point. So basically the idea is you want to have as much of your team as possible around the crystal. They don't have to all be on the crystal. It moves at the same speed if there's 1 or if there's 5 people. So you need at least 1 person on the crystal, and you want to make sure as much of your team is alive as possible and fighting off people that try to get you off the crystal. Now, obviously, that would make it very, very difficult to make any sort of move. So to make it so you can flip the game, and a lot of people on the forums are molding about this, saying, oh, it's unfair that this exists. There is a system, well, there is the limit break system like you would see in Dungeons. So in Dungeons, you have the ability to unleash some, like, big ability. On the DPS, it's a big death laser or death fireball. It's a big death thing because they're DPS. Healers get a heal, and then tanks get a big shield. In PvP, though, it works differently. Every single job has their own limit break. So, I can't speak for most of them, but with the Astrologian, which is one of the healer jobs, you get basically a party-wide buff. So your party takes less damage, they do more damage. I think they have a regen on them as well. And this lasts, I want to say, for like 10 or so seconds. Then you have like the white mage, which is also a healer, which gets a big death laser. Why does it get a death laser? I don't know. Give it a death laser. I like the death laser. I've been playing a lot of white mage, and I'm enjoying it. So I don't take away my death laser. So you want to be sort of you want to sort of pick off the enemy team, sort of build up your limit break as you're going. You don't get limit breaks just from doing kills. Your limit break gauge fills up as you do damage, and I think you get a bonus when someone dies. So you get your limit breaks fairly quickly. You probably have it within like the first minute and a half of the match, and then you keep getting them back more and more and more. Now, basically what you want to do is get as much of your party with the limit break as possible, and then all go at the group at once, unleashing your limit breaks and just eliminate them. So, because you can gain your limit breaks, they can as well. So if you try to go like one-on-one against the team, you will just get eliminated, whether it's because they just swarm you or because one of them unleashes the limit break and then, you know, with the white mage, the death laser with also a stun. So you don't want to get hit by that in a position where, you know, you can't really do anything. So you want to regroup and then go after the team, knock them off the crystal, and then push back. In a good match, you'll see the crystal going back and forth a couple of times. I've had matches where it has like a gauge up the top telling you like how close to the enemy's base you are. So 0% is you're in the center, and then 100% is you're on the enemy's base and you've won. Getting the crystal onto their base is the win condition. So a good match, you'll see like 86% on either side because it's gone back and forth multiple times. And that's when it gets really, really fun. So I love it. It's such a great system. There are 3 maps right now, and we'll see if they change in the future or they add more maps or what they want to do, but there are 3 maps right now. I don't know their names. I don't really care what the names are. So there is this map that I guess would be set in like the Sea of Clouds or something. You're on this floating island, and every couple of minutes, there is this turbulence mechanic. So when the turbulence hits, everybody gets shot into the air and then loses like a half or a third of their health, but I'm not sure the exact number. So if you're on low health, you just die. You just die. There's nothing you can do about it, except there is a mechanic to block that. What you're supposed to do is just before the turbulence start, use your guard. So guard is like this little magical block sphere you get. It lasts for 5 seconds and eliminates 90% of damage that you would get if someone attacks you. But it also stops you from getting hit from turbulence. So you pop that, and you see all the people who don't pop it just fly off into the sky, fall down. And that is a great time to use your LB if you've got something that is like a damage one, like a samurai or a white mage, or most of them actually. You want to just pop it there and eliminate them. I've seen so many times where like the entire enemy team doesn't pop it. They all fall down, and I use my white mage limit break. They're all low enough health where it just eliminates all of them, and it's the best fucking feeling because your team's just like, there's only a quick chat system. You can't actually say like random stuff, but they'll just spam out good job, good job, good job, good job, and you fucking just run it to the enemy base. And in some cases, doing that can just win you. There is also a I guess that's on like a running track or something. The gimmick here is that there are these sections off to the side and some like other side sections where you get this super sprint and you can like run all the way to the enemy base in like 2 seconds. So it makes it really easy to traverse around the map. I don't really like the gimmick for that one. It's fine, but it's kind of boring. And then you have the ruins map where every so often there will be this I don't remember what they're called, but there's these enemies in the game that like to explode. That's what they do. They explode and they do damage. When this one explodes, it's sort of like, is it Bomberman? Is that the game? Yes, exactly. It's basically like Bomberman. So they will explode, and it's also in this grid map as well. So you have like these sections of the grid where if you stand there, you basically die. Like, you won't die instantly, but you lose like a lot of your health really quickly. So you want to either get out of those points or use your guard to stop yourself taking damage at that time. It's not my favorite. I kind of like the turbulence map because the thing with this one, the thing with the Bomberman map is everybody sort of understands how it works. Like, Don't stand in the orange. Orange bad, because bosses do that as well. But the turbulence map, a lot of people don't pay attention. I remember for my first couple of matches there, I didn't realize how it worked and would fly into the air. I was like, why the hell can't I dodge this? Like, how do I stop this? But when you realize how it works, and everyone realizes in like the higher ranks, most people realize in the higher ranks. There's still some people who don't. But when you're doing casual matches, you'll see like your entire team basically fly away. And you're like, what are you guys doing? Like, this is so, it should be known at this point. I guess it is only out for about a week and a half at this point. So there's a lot of people who still don't know exactly how it works. But the other thing that happened with this new update to PvP is they completely reworked the way that every single job works in PvP. If you go to the PvP area with any job right now, your entire hotbar is like, ability removed, ability removed, ability removed, ability removed. Every PvP ability got removed and then got replaced with like things that make, like, maybe not make more sense, but are a new way to approach PvP. So every job has that guard, as I mentioned. Every job also has a heal. So your heal is attached to your MP. They cost 2,500 each. You have 10,000 MP, so you can do 4 at once. And when your MP runs out, it will regen over time, or you can use your elixir, which will full heal you and full heal your MP. The elixir, though, takes 4.5 seconds to use, so you don't want to be using it in combat. You want to go and, like, you want to try to eliminate the enemy team and then pop your elixir. That's generally the way that it's going to go down. Some people try to do it in the wrong point, though, and that goes very badly for them. I'm speaking from experience. Speaking from experience, I've made that mistake before. So, what else about PvP? Right, I've been mainly playing healer. I've been playing my White Mage and Astrologian. I've tried a Dark Knight, and I might go and try, like, some of the other range jobs. What I've noticed in PvP, though, is I don't like melee PvP. My problem with melee PvP is people don't fucking stand still. And that's fine, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to run around and try to get out of their range while still getting your hits in, so you don't, you know, you're not getting constantly hit by them. But as a range character, I don't need to worry about that. As long as you're in my line of sight and you're within my distance, I can keep casting, Glare, I can keep casting Ruin, I can cast Afflatus Misery, no problem whatsoever. So I can speak on the White Mage and Astrologian abilities mainly. White Mage, you get, I guess I could bring them up. FF14, PvP, White Mage. White Mage, you get Glare. White Maid, exactly, Brody. That's what I meant to type. White Mage. Here we go. Under PvP. You get Glare 3, sorry. Not Glare 1, but Glare 3. You get Cure 2, which is a target heal, 12,000 cure potency, which is that is a lot of potency, but generally, you don't want to be popping your Cure 2. My experience is generally leave it. Sometimes there are situations where you want to be using that, but most of the time, just let people handle their own heals unless you're free and you're able to actually do it. Afflatus Misery is your AoE. This on an instacast, it is a 15-second cooldown, so you can't just spam out Afflatus Misery and win every fight, because it is 12,000 potency. So it's double the potency of your single target. So yeah, I'll double in a bit. Then you have Miracle of Nature, which is the main reason why I play White Mage and everyone hates White Mages. So White Mage has this ability where they can transform anyone on the field into a little plushie, basically. And they can't do anything for 2 seconds. In some situations, it doesn't matter. In other situations, well, they die. They die because they're at low enough health where they can't heal in time and they just die. Especially if you like Miracle of Nature and then hit him with Afflatus Misery. There's also Aquaveil, which is your barrier, which gives you a barrier based on 6,000 potency, which is, it does what it does. Then there's Seraph Strike. Seraph Strike is the white mage cosplaying as a dragoon. So basically, you jump into the air, you slam into the ground. I have no idea why this makes any sense for a white mage, but it's fucking awesome. It is also an AoE, and it's not a massively damaging AoE. It's only 6,000 potency, which is slightly more than your Glare 3, but you get a protect on your party, on your party of anyone in the range that the AoE is in, which is a fairly small one, 10 yarms, which is 10 meters. But it gives you a protect of 10%, so 10% reduced damage, and also it procs Cure 3. This is why I said don't worry about using Cure 2, because every 20 seconds, basically, you get a free Cure 3. So this is your AoE heal, 12,000 potency, and yeah, you basically what you want to be doing, the way I found White Mage to work the best is you stand behind the group, you just spam out your glares, spam out your Afflatus Misery, then when the enemies get onto the point and are congesting it, conflicting it, whatever, they are fighting against your team, you will then pop in there with your Seraph Strike, you will get the protect off for your group, because they're all in that little area right there. Then you'll cast your Cure 3, get the heal off for them, and then you'll pop back a bit, start doing your glares again, and keep up the rotation. And generally that's what you do, unless like someone goes specifically after the white mage, which very commonly happens because that's what you're supposed to do. Then you have your Afflatus Purgation, which is your big death laser. Also, sprinting in PvP is infinite, which is also lovely. In regular content, there is like a 30-second? 15-second sprint timer. 15? Is it 30? I want to say it's 30, actually. There is a limit for sprinting, but in PvP, there's not anymore, which means you can very easily get back into the combat. You should always be sprinting if you're not in combat. It just makes it easy to get around. Yeah, basically. One thing I've noticed that I notice a lot of people don't do, even in ranked. So, one of the best ways to make your party just instantly do better is mark the enemies. So, there is an order which you should be taking down enemies, which will generally lead to more success. You want to go tank, healer, and then DPS, but there are certain DPS you want to focus on. So, what I generally do is I will go Samurai, Ninja, Dragoon, and then Dancer. And then Summoner after that. Red Mage, I've been thinking of putting on that list as well, but just because they're really annoying. Red Mages jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out, jump in. They're really annoying to hit, and it's very easy for them to hit you without you even realizing they were there. The problem with Samurai is Samurais hit like a fucking truck, and their limit break also hits like a fucking truck. Ninjas hit like a fucking truck. Big ass limit break. Dragoons, same problem, but they also have the red mage problem where they jump around a lot and they're hard to see. Summoner, their limit break is a big ass AoE, and when you stand in it, you die. You don't die instantly, but it's like a damage over time thing, and there's a lot of people who don't realize they're taking damage. So, you want to make sure they're dead before they do that. And then the problem with Dancer is they have what effectively amounts to a stun. It's a charm ability where when you use it, you sort of start like moving around. You like start dancing around a bit and you can't do anything for 3 seconds? I think it is. I want to say it's 3 seconds. I guess Reaper has a very similar ability, but not many people play Reaper. So Reaper's not as much of a focus. But what you'll see is every single fight, bar none, there is either a Samurai, Dragoon, Ninja, or all three. Every time. So, I don't know how the PvP matching works, but it seems like it tries to match up groups based on roles. So, from my experience, you'll usually have one tank, 1 or 2 healers, and then the rest DPS. Or you'll have the opposite, where it's 2 healers and then 1 tank and the rest DPS. Unless there's just no healers or no tanks. Unless there's no healers or tanks, in which case you'll have all DPS and then whatever can be found, either a tank or a healer. Generally, that seems to be what occurs. a lot of people think that healers now don't matter because you can heal yourself in PvP. I've seen some other people saying that healers are overpowered because healers can heal. Like, yes, that's the point of the job. Yes. Like, yes, healers have an extra heal. That's why. That's fine. They should, because they're a healer. Unless you want to make them DPS, which I'd be fine with, because I have a big death laser. But where's I going with this? Healers. Right. Healers not mattering. So because individual, every single job has its own heal now, people think that healers don't matter. The reason why healers do matter, and they actually matter a lot, is because healers' heals are free. So when you're using your regular abilities, literally everything except your recuperate, which is your heal, you don't pay any MP. So I can spam out both my Cure 2s and no MP cost. I can use Cure 3, no MP cost. That's why it's really powerful. Same on like a Astro. Astro is very similar to the way the White Mage works, except that it has its draw ability where you can like play a tarot card and get a buff, and you also have a regen instead of a cure. That's the main difference between them. They play very similar in regular content anyway. It makes sense why they're similar here. But what was I saying with this? Or where was I going with this? Right, because you have these extra heals, the enemy party can like run out of all their regular heals, but you still have your healer heals, and you can keep the party going longer than they could be going if they didn't have a healer. This is why you want to worry about your damage order. Tanks you want to take out quickest because tanks do quite a bit of damage and also have a lot of health. So you want to focus on them, get them out straight away. Then you want to make sure you get rid of your healer, because the healer is going to sustain your tank and sustain your DPS, and you want to get them out as quick as possible. Then the DPS you go in basically the order of most annoying they are. None of the DPS are like that big in utility, but they're all annoying in their own ways, especially once they start getting limit breaks off and stuff like that. So PvP is fun. If you haven't done the new PvP, I highly suggest it, especially before it dies. I'm kind of worried that over time it is going to die, because there are now some PvP add-ons, and a lot of people on the forums are starting to like whine about the fact there are add-ons. There's a small group of morons who are saying Final Fantasy XIV needs easy anti-cheat. Easy anti-cheat will stop all of the cheaters in PvP, which is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. I really don't know why some people think that easy anti-cheat is just going to fix the problem. So these add-ons let you do things like more quickly do your rotation. Like, it's not more quickly than you could actually do it, but it's like perfect rotations. And also for things like showing cooldowns the enemies have and things like that. Things that normally you wouldn't be able to see, but they're not like, hey, this is infinite health, or this is a speed hack, or anything like that. It's still within the bounds of the game normally, but it's a lot of like quality of life stuff for the most part that some people feel is too good to, like, it makes it unfair. The problem with adding in like any sort of anti-cheat system into 14 though is the game revolves around plugins. The devs can say, oh, plugins aren't like allowed, and plugins shouldn't be used or anything like that. But let's not talk about, bard performances. So the whole idea of the way that bards do their performances, there is a system in-game. You can press keys and do all of that, but the way most people do it is they use a third-party program that will, like, automatically do it for them. That's how they're playing things like the Kimetsu no Yaiba opening and things like that. They're not doing that in-game. They're using a tool. Or let's talk about, like, the quality of life improvements, like chat bubbles, Yoshi P. Why does this game not have chat bubbles? When you have, like, the only way you can see chat is inside of the chat log, and it makes it really, like, unclear who is actually talking half the time. So there's plugins for that. There's plugins for, like, improving the way the UI works, for doing basic things like you can't see a different color for people in your free company or your guild or whatever you want to call it. So they are the same color as random people on the server. Why are people in your free company not a different color, or at least not configurable as a different color? RuneScape worked this out 20 fucking years ago. WoW worked it out. Every other MMO on the planet has worked this problem out. Why can I not change the color of their names? That's all I want to do. There's other thing, like other basic improvements like that. Then there's the whole like G shade, which is a set of filters to make the game look different. It doesn't like change any of what you're capable of or any of the scenes or anything like that, but what it does is let you inject like sharpening or let you inject a color filter, make the game look differently, and you can make the game look a lot better. A lot of the problems the game has with its textures can be improved with some more sharpening and can be improved with better colors. Then there's the whole ERP scene where people just make porn in 14. And Yoshi people can say, oh, I don't like that there are porn mods in my game, but mate, you know that these are the people that are buying stuff off the mog shop. The people that are spending the most money on this game are the people making porn. So the devs know that you can't go and remove that. You can say that it's against TOS and you shouldn't use it, but they know that it's just not going to happen. They know that there's no shot that doing that would be a good idea, and they know that adding an EAC would kill their game. Let alone the fact that if they added the EAC, I would probably end up just quitting the game because I don't want to play it on Windows. I don't want to go and fire up Windows just to play 14. I'm very comfortable playing on Linux, and unless they made it available on, for the Steam Deck or something like that, set up the anti-cheat to actually work properly on Linux, I just wouldn't play it. There's other games out there. That's just the end of it. And people can say, oh, but the 5 Linux people who would be affected. Yeah, that's fine. There's not that many people playing Linux or playing on Linux that are playing 14. But what about the massive community that actually is using plugins and would be affected by this? And the PvP plugins probably wouldn't even be affected anyway. That's the thing. Whenever a game brings in an anti-cheat system like this, Apex Legends has cheaters, Call of Duty has cheaters, Battlefield has cheaters. Adding an EAC or any sort of anti-cheat system does not stop people cheating in the game. In many cases, it ends up punishing people who weren't cheating, and then encourages the add-on developers, the cheat developers, to make more complex cheats that get around your system anyway. But that's the story for another day. I just spent, another 30 minutes ranting about 14. The next thing's gonna be a rant as well, but we'll get back to that in just a moment. I wasn't going to talk more about 14, but then I realized there was a really big topic that I forgot to talk about, because I spent 30 minutes talking about PvP. The new housing system. So, I've mentioned that 14 now has a lottery system. So, basically the old way that housing worked is you would stand in front of a board, you would click on it for 24 real hours, and at some point within that 24 real hours, it would become available, you would try to buy it, and then it'd be bought by a clicker bot. So, sometimes that wouldn't happen, sometimes you'd buy a house, but either way, you're there for a really long time. The new system is you put your name into a lottery, and then you wait for whatever the period is, I think it was a week, and then you lose, because the game had a pretty big bug. So, how this didn't get caught in testing is fucking beyond me. So, basically, if you were the only person who bid on a house, who put their name in for the lottery, what you would think is you would win the house. That would make sense. You're the one contestant. There was a 50% chance that you would lose because the number that you were given was 1. The random number function started from 0. So, you could try to win and lose against literally nothing. Literally nothing altogether. And if there was more people, let's say you had 3 people, you could have a 25% chance. that you'd have a 25% chance of winning instead of a 33% chance. And there were a lot of people who bid on houses, especially on the Australian servers, which aren't that populated. And there were a lot of houses which only had one bid, who didn't win a house. So a lot of people were very angry on the forums. In this case, rightfully so. Like, a lot of the time, the forums, as I said, are just molding. But in this case, this is a bug that shouldn't have made its way through testing. It's very clear to me that they didn't test that. Like, there is no way that you could have tested your lottery system, your housing lottery system, if that bug makes its way through. Like, that is such a basic bug. There's no chance it could have happened. There were some other bugs which were a bit more substantial. One of them is you would be the only person on the house, and you would lose, but it would also say that no one bid on the house. Like, there would just be no one there, like, at all. So that was also a problem. How? I don't know. I don't know. But the new housing system has been sort of a shit show, which I know that some people are asking for like a server rollback, and that's such a bad idea. It's been so long since the housing happened. Like, that was like 3 or 4 days ago at this point. So if they did a 4-day rollback, like, this is with the ESC thing again. Do people realize how angry everybody would be if you rolled back the game that far? Like, it's maybe even longer now, like 5 or 6 days. That's such a bad idea. What's probably going to happen, and I think Yoshi has said this is probably what's going to happen, is they're going to re-roll shit. It's not entirely clear how the re-roll is going to work, whether it's going to be they sort of reopen the lottery, let you put the money back in, and then go like that, or they just take the data they already have and then re-roll them again, assuming they didn't just delete it, which is possible. It's totally possible. So, I didn't care about housing. My FC ended up buying their house. That was in Shirogane, which is the Weeb district. It's the Japanese-based one. I thought we were going to Ishgard, but I guess we're going to Weeb World, which is fine by me. It looks like a really nice place. But there are a lot of people who got fairly annoyed by that. But there has been something that a lot of people have been asking Yoshi P to do. So there is a lot of takes that Yoshi P has been making recently, which people are sort of not happy with. One of those being with the Hrothgar hair, which I've shown before, where the hair just doesn't make any sense. They're an animal race, but their ears are hidden under the hair, rather than the hair going around their ears, and then the ears just clipping through the hair. Like, you don't even have to, like, make the hair fit properly, just let the ears clip through. There was no reason why that couldn't be done, unless the engine you're using is just genuinely terrible, which is totally possible. But unless it's, in any other situation, then you should just be able to make the ears clip through. It won't be good, but it'll be better than what we have. The other problem is a lot of healing at this point is very simple. You have 3 main damage buttons. You have single target, you have damage over time, you have AoE. And that is all. That is all. Then for healing, basically what you do for like a white mage or an astro is you put your AoE, like regen on, and then you don't do anything else, you just damage. So basically, for the most part, besides obviously like casting your buffs and stuff, which are just like press every 60 seconds, most of it is just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Or if you have your AoE, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 3, 3. And that's all you do. So there is a petition on the forum right now, which I kind of hope Yoshi P responds to. Have Yoshi P play a healer, and also someone in here asking to play a Hrothgar as well. So they've sort of merged these two things together. Make Yoshi P stop playing DPS. I don't know what job he plays. I have no idea. I'm gonna guess I don't know, Dragoon or Samurai. That would explain why they're so powerful right now. But have him play a healer and have him play a Hrothgar for 6 months or a year. And I think that would end up causing a lot of things in the game to change. Like, healers would be a little bit more complex, and Hrothgar would suddenly not be so difficult to fix the Hrothgar hair. Like, I don't play Hrothgar, I play a cat girl, because I'm a fucking weeb. But I get it why the furries are angry that their furry race doesn't, like, it's not set up properly. Will it happen? No, because Yoshi plays a Lalafell. So, yeah, he's not gonna do it. He plays a female Lalafell, because of course he does. Like, what? I was thinking about this, like, why would Lalafell be in the game if the director of the game didn't play Lalafell? Like, that's the only reason that they're in the game, and everybody knows it. I've mentioned it before, a couple of times, but I highly recommend reading the forums if you just want to see people molding. Like, there are occasionally legitimate criticisms here, but man, a lot of it is it's just not. Like, there are the old Garo gear, which is now returned, is gender locked, and they've said that, oh, the gear is not going to be gender locked anymore, but this gear is gender locked. Like, there's still a lot of the gear in the game that is gender locked. They haven't, like, made every single dress and every single skirt work on male characters, and whatever gears available for female or for male characters that is not available in female. I don't know why you would play a male character anyway. I just, as I said, play a cat girl. Or there's, like, random things like, oh, look, the Garo Glam doesn't work properly on the Viera. Like, no shit, because no hats work on Viera. Literally none of them. There has never been... There are, like, so few hats in this game that work on Viera. That's the other thing. That's another thing that I do think is a, like, legitimate criticism. So, when you play Viera or Hrothgar, a lot of the hats don't work. So they just literally don't show up. But on Catgirls, what they do is the ears just stick through the hat. Sometimes they have a cutout, sometimes they just stick through the hat. That's what you could do and fix the Vieras. You don't have to give them custom models. Just let the ears clip through the hat. Will it look shit? Yes. Will it look better than no hats? Also, yes. Same with Hrothgar. Let shit clip through. It's weird, like, what Yoshi cares about with clipping, because he's explicitly said that he doesn't care about hair clipping. So you have, like, long hair, and this is why I don't use long hair on my character, where it will just clip through every bit of gear. There is no collision, no, like, hair physics, anything like that. It just sits there, and it is what it is. And that's fine. Like, it's fine to clip through the gear. You just pick the gear based on your long hair, and it's fine. But why is that same treatment not done with Viera's or not done with Hrothgar? And then all of the problems that people are complaining about with hats just vanishes. Just completely vanishes, and everyone just goes about their day. I don't know. I really don't. There are some weird, like, sort of inconsistencies in what he says, but fun game. Fun game, just play a cat girl. If you just play a cat girl, a human, a potato, the Lalafell, or you play, I guess you play an Elezen? Yeah, you play an elf. Everything's great. Everything's fine. Everything just works. No problem whatsoever. Just play the popular races, and everything's good. Except for healing. I can agree that the healing stuff's a bit but whatever. Yeah, I'm going to stop talking about 14 now because everyone's already stopped watching the show. So I should probably cover some of the other topics I have. I've got like 24 topics on here. I do this occasionally. I will get a lot of topics and then just not cover most of them. Let's talk about something just real quickly, because it literally happened a couple of hours ago as I am talking here. no outlets talking about this right now. How is no one talking about it? You know what? We'll go to Critical's channel. Because Critical actually mentioned it. Moist Critical. Here we go. Belle Delphine is back. Yeah. She's back from her holiday again. I don't know why. She made the sex tape, she left, everyone thought she was gone, like made all the money she was gonna make and wasn't coming back, but she's here again. And we'll see what crazy antics she has in store for this time. I don't know how she's going to how she is going to top anything she's done so far, because initially, like, there was the mystique, like, oh, she doesn't do any nudity, she does this implied nudity, and does, like, really weird sexual stuff, like, there's, like, an octopus or something. There are some fucking weird images and weird videos with Belle Delphine. I recommend you go and watch them. I've watched many of them many times, but I recommend you go and watch them. Then, she took the break, there was, like, the weird pretending she went to jail for, like, graffitiing Pepe on, like, some girl's car or something. But this time, she's just, like, posting a picture on Twitter, and she's like, I'm back. I've made... literally, the tweet was, damn, time flies when you're rich. It's like, okay. So, I don't know what she's gonna do this time, because before that last break, that was when she released the sex tape, and everyone thought, oh, she's done now. Like, this was like the end game of her career. When you do the sex tape, then you don't have anything else to do from there. Like, everyone then expects nudity in everything you do. So, is she going to become a podcaster now? Like, that's possible. She was doing a lot of podcasts before her last break. So maybe she just becomes like a Twitch... Oh my god, she becomes a Twitch streamer. Holy shit, that is actually a brilliant idea. Yeah, you know what? That's my prediction. Belle is coming back to be a fucking Twitch streamer, and she's probably already got stuff set up with, like, Rant. If that's gonna happen, she's probably already contacted people and probably already has stuff sort of set up, and she's gonna just appear on random people's stream going forward. I think that's entirely possible, and I think it would be actually kind of amazing, because she is actually, like, she is no, what's the word? A entertaining person, especially when she's drunk. Go watch her appearance on Cold Ones, for example. Like, that was a great episode. But we'll see. It's only been like 5 hours since she's been back, so, or like 5 hours, a day. It's been a day since she's been back. This video was posted 5 hours ago. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Or maybe she's just gonna be back and then leave again, which is also possible. I don't know. But speaking of Twitch, there is a thing happening on Twitch that a lot of people aren't a big fan of. So specifically in one, like, sub-segment of the Twitch space, in the VTuber space. So Twitch now has a VTuber tag. Makes sense. There's a lot of VTubers on Twitch. Why wouldn't they have a tag? They've got tags for basically everything else going on. So it makes sense. Problem, though, is there's a lot of streamers who are just not using the tag properly whatsoever. So here we go. Let's go to the VTuber tag, and let's see who's streaming. So, we have Iron Mouse, which is a VTuber. That's true. We have Numi. We have Yuzu. We have all of these other people. Oh, but we also have XQC. Oh, but we also have this girl, Jens. Anyone else in here? Not that I'm seeing right now. No, it's mainly VTubers. Okay, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. I guess Mizkiv must have stopped streaming for today because Miz was in here as well. So, a lot of the VTuber community is very, very angry about these streamers who are not VTubers, who are not, like, VTuber adjacent, who are not a VTuber at some point. Like, if, I don't know, fuck, what's her name? Michael Reeves' girlfriend. Lily Pichu, that one. If Lily Pichu was like, put the VTuber tag on and then didn't take it off, like no one would care because Lily Pichu is a VTuber some of the time. Like that's different. Or even Pokimane. Like Pokimane has a VTuber model. I don't know if she uses it anymore, but she has a model. If that happened, like sure, whatever. But then we have XQC over here that is doing auditory ASMR and VTuber. So like not even remotely tagging the stream properly. What are you doing? Oh, you are Spain. Okay, Spain visual ASMR and auditory ASMR. I don't know if you're Spanish. Maybe you are. What other tags do we have here? I'm not going to play your stream. Yeah, so visual ASMR, auditory ASMR, Spain. Okay, well, no, that's literally Spanish. Okay, ignore me. You are Spanish. Or you, whatever. And then VTuber. This is already against Twitch TOS. Like, it's literally against Twitch TOS. All of these people that are streaming in this category who are not VTubers should be given suspensions. Like, should be given suspensions or at least warnings. Like, if they keep doing it, like XQC has been doing for the past like week. If they keep doing it like Mizkif, they keep doing it like this this ASMR streamer, they should be banned. Like that's just how it should be doing. Like it's literally against TOS to keep using the wrong tags. Like you can be reported for doing that. And there is a what is it? A petition on the Twitch feedback section. I don't remember what it's called. There's like a section on Twitch where you can like where is it? Where is it? The Twitch user voice. Yeah, that's what it is. The Twitch user voice section, where you can like give feedback on what's going on with the platform. And yeah, I honestly, I think that everybody who's misusing it should just be yeeted off the platform or just at least suspended. Like, at least suspended because they are actively breaking the rules. Like, this is... It's as simple as that. It's not like, oh, hey, I just forgot to take the tag off. Like, XQC is not a VTuber. XQC is not doing ASMR. Like, both these things are, like, very, very obviously true. But XQC is one of those people who seems to just be doing everything he can do on Twitch until Twitch does anything about it. Like, he was one of the people who are watching, like, MasterChef and stuff. Every time there is any sort of, like, big trend, he's on it because he knows the Twitch staff are just not going to do anything. If the Twitch staff aren't enforcing any of their rules, why would anybody follow them? And he's very aware of this. I can say this is what he's doing. I'm not saying he shouldn't be doing it. Like, I'm saying that Twitch should be fucking enforcing their rules. If you're gonna have a rule where you can't use tags in a certain way, you can't misuse tags, enforce the rule or don't have the rule. Like, you shouldn't be able to report someone based on that if you're not going to enforce it, where literally for an entire week, some of the biggest streamers on the platform have been misusing the tag. But I don't expect Twitch to do anything about it. I really don't. What I expect to happen is the tag's not going to be as big. There's going to be like maybe in like a week or so, the streamers are going to find the next thing they want to do, and then basically that's going to be the end of that. And nothing's going to happen. There's not going to be any suspensions, won't be any bans. It's just going to be move on to the next thing and just see what happens. Twitch is a lot like YouTube in like 5 or 10, maybe even 10 years ago, where people are just doing whatever they can to get views. Like, if that means openly breaking the rules, that's fine. That's fine. The rules aren't being enforced. Like, why would I care about them? So I would recommend, if you care at all about this being the case, go check out that user voice post and give your feedback. Vote it up, say what you want to say, and hopefully Twitch you know, does something about it. But hey, I'm not holding my breath. I'm not holding my breath out. I'm not holding my breath for anything to happen. So if it does, that's great. If it doesn't, well, I'm not a VTuber. I'm just going to get annoyed because people are actively not following the rules. Anyway, what else do we got? What else do we got in here? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, speaking of I don't know what I'm doing, I wish I could make articles like, I wish I could make videos like some of these outlets make articles about nothing. So, capping your Steam Deck display to 40 Hz gives a big boost to battery life. Okay. Who would have thought that lowering the refresh rate from 60 to 40 would give you more battery? And they write this, like, how do you have 2 paragraphs about lowering the frame rate increases the battery? Maybe I need to make, like, you know, 10 videos a day. If I did that, I could justify saying literally nothing. Also, 40 Hz is a really weird refresh rate. Why 40? Like, there's built-in software to lock it at 30. And 30 should be better than 40. Like, it should be fine. This guy, wait, that guy just said 30 FPS is fine. I don't mind 30 FPS at all. Well, I do 98% of games. Well, I do 98% single-player games, so no need for extreme reflexes. But I'd probably skip on competitive gaming on Steam Deck anyway. Does this guy think that high refresh rates only matter in competitive situations? Like, they only matter for Twitch reflexes? You've never used a high refresh rate screen, have you? Like, when you go to something high refresh rate, you get like a 120 or 165 hertz screen. Everything's just smoother. Like, cutscenes look better. Animations look better. Like, moving through menus feels better. Everything is just better when you have a higher refresh rate screen. And then when you go back to something that's a lower refresh rate, you realize, like, wow, this is actually terrible. How did I deal with this? That's one of the problems I had playing Bloodborne, actually. I kind of wish I just, like, I went and, like, hacked my PS4, because, holy shit, the 60 FPS mod for that game would, without a doubt, make it better. Like, one of the worst things about Bloodborne is that frame rate. That frame rate is really rough. There's a lot of problems with Bloodborne, but it's my least favorite Souls game. Very close tie with Dark Souls 2, which might be unpopular, but I've said it before, and I don't care. But low refresh rate, not fun. I don't like it. I want to play all my games at 165, but, you know, GPUs are still expensive, so it's not going to happen. But hey, maybe at some point they'll come down, but I'm not. Yeah. We'll say that. I'm not expecting them to come down, but they will at some point. Anyway, that was a video article video something or other about nothing. So let's move on to another thing about nothing. Every game needs a sex mod. This Doom mod finally lets you have sex with the demons, because, of course, because every game needs a sex mod. Did Doom not already have a sex mod? Like, also, this is my favorite part. Super Shotgun, Super Shotcoon, not Super Shot, Super Shotcoon, but Doom Senpai, I've never been fired before. That right there is the only reason you need to play the mod. Just for that specific line. None of the rest of it matters. Just that specific line is all that matters. So yeah, if you want to go play Doom 1 and fuck some demons, so you can do that if you really want to. I don't recommend it. Like, there are much better uses of your time. But it's always an option. And it's available in Newgrounds. I didn't even know Newgrounds was a thing still. Newgrounds still exists. I'm going to go to my main screen just in case there's actual porn here. I genuinely didn't. Yep, I made the right choice there. I made the right choice there. Yup, that was definitely the that was definitely the right choice. What even happens on Newgrounds at this point? Because like Newgrounds used to be a site for like Flash games, but Flash isn't a thing anymore. So how do these games work? Is it like Web Unity or something? I'm guessing it's Web Unity. Yeah, it's Web Unity. That makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. So I'm guessing basically like all of these like sites that you would see that used to all be Flash sites, any of them that still exist are probably now using Unity. That's cool. I'm happy they still exist in some sort of format. I know that some of them aren't a thing anymore. I think Cool Maths games might have shut down. I think. I wonder if Miniclip still exists. Miniclip was like the much cooler site. Corporate.miniclip. Corporate.miniclip is the link. That is actually amazing. But yeah, Miniclip was like the cooler of the game sites. You would go to Miniclip during those situations where what's the word? Where the school's filtering wasn't working in as good as it should be. Oh, wow, this is actually this is just their corporate site. Okay, why did that come up first then? Oh, have they just like dropped the whole thing they used to be? Do they now just have their own games that are all like rip-offs of other games? That's sad. Miniclip used to be so cool back in the past. Oh, wait, no. No, there's a different one here. Okay, miniclip.com. This is not the corporate site. Do we have classic Miniclip here? Oh my god, this is actually classic Miniclip. I doubt a lot of the same sort of games are here just because, you know, a lot of them were Flash games, but yep, this is basically still Miniclip. Wow. Wait, what is this? Visit our new space. Go to the corporate site. Are they actually taking the piss here? Like, why do they use this, like, the most corporate image to advertise the most corporate site? Like, what are you guys doing? Anyway, let's try out the other one. Let's try out Cool Maths Games. See what's going on there. Cool Maths Games. Is that one still a thing that exists? Oh my god, I think it might exist. And it still exists. Wow. I'm really surprised, actually. This was the site where you could trick teachers into thinking that you were doing something that was not just playing a game. Oh my, wait, Block Saws is still here? Wait, is this a remake of Block Saws in Unity, or what is this? Or is this site just not been updated in like 10 years? That's also possible. What is this written? That was very loud. What is this written? If someone happens to know what this might be written in, I would like to know. Because it's certainly, obviously not Flash anymore. Like, there's no chance that it could be Flash. Like, Flash is very dead. Yeah, I know how to believe Block Saws. Let me skip these. There we go. Oh, and it just works like it used to. All right then. That's honestly, I love that. That's really cool. I'm not gonna sit here and play Block Saws, but it's cool that some of these sites are still around. It is really cool. Even if they're obviously not the same as they used to be, because a lot of the old games were just Flash games, and Flash is dead. There are ways you can play Flash games. I think there is like an I don't know if it's any good now. I know there was a open source Flash player that was in the works. Open source Flash player. GNU Ganache. That's one. There. Wait. Oh, it's a browser extension. There's also Lightspark. So we have this one here, not the white screen. We have Lightspark and GNU Ganache. I don't know if either of them are any good. Let's go to GitHub. Let's go to the project page for this one. Oh, well, that answers if anything's going. Oh, no, there we go. Some things were updated 12 years ago. Some things were updated 2 days ago. Okay. It looks like it's still in active development. Wow. Oh, this one's dead. Okay, this one's very dead. Okay, the GNU project is dead, which, you know, it's a GNU project, which makes sense. But there's like one dude who works on this. There's literally one dude who works on this and is doing it every single day. That's cool. So I guess Lightspark is the main focus then. Lightspark Flash Player. Is it any good? That's the question. It is still in alpha. It currently implements around 79% of the Flash APIs. Unless this is out of date, in which case it might be more. Oh, they haven't had a release in a year. Okay, so it's actively being developed. Maybe they're trying to get to the point where it's going to be in beta. That's possible. Do you have a donation link? Anything? Browser plugin, SWF support. I'm not seeing any donation link. Wiki? That's sad. I would actually donate to this. Devs, stop doing this. If you're going to have a project, have a donation link to let people support it. Even if you don't, like, aren't doing it specifically to make money. Give me a link because I want to give you money. Especially when it's something really cool like this. Just let me do it. I want to pay you. I want to pay you. Let me pay you. Let me let you take my money. Let me let you take my money. Wait, let me let you take... Yeah, that makes sense, I think. So, what do you guys think about ads? I'm sure that all of you guys love ads, and I'm sure that every single time you see an ad, you watch it all the way through, and you make sure you click on the ad and do all of that fun stuff. Well, what if I told you that ads in gaming may be expanding? Maybe expanding in ways that you don't want. Microsoft is reportedly wants to bring ads to free-to-play Xbox games. If you didn't think having ads on free-to-play mobile games was bad enough, just wait until Microsoft fully endorses ads. I'm surprised this hadn't happened. Like, I'm genuinely surprised this hadn't already happened. I think there are ways it can be done which wouldn't be excessively annoying. There is going to be a lot of games, though, that do it in a really annoying way. Like, a lot of mobile games sort of mechanics where it's like, watch the ad and you'll get a crystal. You want to get the crystals, don't you? Think about the gacha boxes. There's shit like that can be done. Or it can be, hey, we want to fund the game. We don't want to have any sort of, like, payment system in the game. And then on the, let's say, like this guy says, on the loading screen, you can have it there. I think that's viable. Loading screens aren't loading so fast anymore. Yes, true. This guy's saying, oh, but the Series X, it has loading screens that load so quickly, so it wouldn't even matter. You'd see it and it'd be gone straight away. No, there would be a timer there. You'd have to watch it for 5, 10 seconds, whatever it is they want to do, and then after that, the game is gonna load. I don't want to encourage this kind of behavior, because what's going to happen if console games do it is it wouldn't go away on PC. You would have PC free-to-play games where you have ads built into them. I don't inherently hate having an ad-based model for a game. I don't think it's inherently a bad idea. I think that the problem, though, is when you start opening up that gate, there's going to be a lot of companies that do it really badly. And, like, you already see it on mobile, where you see a lot of companies very scummily? In a scummy fashion, forcing you to watch ads. Like, embedding multiple ads on the exact same screen, layering ads on top of each other, doing things like that, which are technically, like, not allowed, but it's still gonna happen. Or making you watch multiple ads in a row before getting back to the game. Time locking stuff and then be like, hey, if you want to do this thing, you can pay money for it. I don't know if the mobile model would make sense as much on consoles. Like, the reason why the mobile model makes sense is when you're playing games out in public, like, most people who play mobile games are in regions like China, regions like Japan, because there is a lot of public transport use. And it doesn't matter if a game lets you have 30 minutes of gameplay or 10 minutes of gameplay, because you're probably going to be done with, you know, a good portion of your trip by then. And maybe you have 2 free-to-play games going on at the same time. So you play, like, Fate Grand Order and something else. Obviously, there are exceptions for free-to-play games, like Fortnite is different. Fortnite, it's actually, like, a game first and then free-to-play second. But you know the sort of games I'm talking about. A lot of the time, it's gacha games. Let's say Genshin. Genshin and Fate Grand Order. So you do some dailies in Fate Grand Order. You do some dailies in Genshin. Look, you're at work. Obviously, for the general gamer sort of person, it's a bit different. Like, you don't play such a short amount of time. But if you're just playing games in your spare time, in the time where you're not going to do anything else anyway, well, hey, it just works. But consoles are more of a sit down and play sort of thing. Maybe you do play for like an hour or 2, but it's a different sort of playing. Like, you're not playing just to kill the time. You're not playing just because you're on a bus and there's nothing else to do. You're playing because you want to sit down and play a game. So, I don't know if the mobile model would directly translate. So, I don't know if ads would be implemented in as bad of a way. But I know that it's going to be tried at least a couple of times. And there's going to be some big developers who definitely try it. The thing is, though, like, the reason why the mobile systems don't go away is because they work. Like, that's why they're still there. You can say, like, I don't watch the ads, I don't care about the ads or anything like that, but a lot of people do, and a lot of people do, like, it does make them a lot of money. If it didn't make the money, they would find a different model. It's not like the ads are there just because they hate you and just want you to watch ads. The ads are there because those are the best model to make money. If the best model to make money on a free-to-play game was having donations or having, like, not even like a gacha system. You can buy individual items. If that was the best way to make money, gacha games wouldn't exist. The reason why they exist is because you can convince people that spending $500, $1,000 to roll a specific character is worth it. But if you said this character costs $500, they would say, no, that's ridiculous. Why would you want that? Like, that's stupid. Even if it was like 300. Like, let's say 300. So you pay 300 flat fee and you buy this character. Or you spend $500 on gacha rolls. Which one is a better value? Well, they're both shit values, but technically the first one. But it's the same problem, actually. Completely changing topic. It's the same problem with like phone plans and car loans and any sort of, maybe car loans is a bit different because car loans are generally like for a really big item, but like a rent to buy, like I don't know if this is a thing in other countries, but Australia has a lot of these like rent to buy consumer electronics. Like, you spend, I don't know, let's say $20, $30 a week and you get a fridge, but you end up spending more than the fridge is worth. So you look at that initial investment. Like, let's say the fridge is, to make it easy, $1,000. So this fridge is $1,000 out of the box. That sounds like a lot of money. Or you can spend, let's see, let's work this out. 50 times by 30. So that would be 50 weeks. Yeah, let's say it's 50 weeks at, we'll say 50 weeks at $30. Yeah, that works. So 50 weeks at $30. It's only $30 a week. That doesn't seem like much. But when you work it out at the end, you realize that by going through that slow incremental process of spending money, you've actually spent far more. Now, maybe a fridge is a bad idea, because generally a fridge is something you need to have. Like, you need somewhere to store your cold goods. Maybe like a TV or a phone upgrade or anything. Actually, a phone's a really good one. So your phone plan will end up being way more than just buying the phone outright and then getting like a pay-as-you-use or a credit-based plan, a credit-based system like I use. So what's a better idea, at least in my mind in that case, is then saving up the money, especially if it's not something you need desperately, like a fridge and things like that, when it's something that is like a luxury good. Rather than going through that, spending a little bit every single week, saving up the money, and then making the big purchase and grabbing it like that. That's the way that I buy stuff. I just buy stuff at a slower pace. Also, then if like anything goes wrong, then, you know, you have the extra money there and you can spend it. You don't end up having all of this debt you're worrying about. Like, oh, I lost my job. I've got a phone plan. I've got a fridge rental. I've got this. I've got that. I've got that. I've got that. You have no debt. Like, all of your debt's paid off, except, you know, other things. Like my education that I'm not using. I'm using to make podcasts on the internet and videos. But enough of that. Where I was going with this? Right. People are afraid of spending a lot of money. This is where I was going. People are afraid of spending a lot of money in one bulk purchase. You can convince them to spend more if you're convincing them that spending a little bit is worth it at that time. $5 isn't much, but $5 100 times is $500. If you get what I'm saying here. I hope I'm making sense. Gacha is a scam, that's what I'm saying. Just let me buy my $300 character. Preferably not for $300. Preferably for $20, but, you know, if it was $20, then you wouldn't have people spending so much money on it. Basically. We're going to end it off on one last thing. One thing that would be lovely for my life, and I hope it expands to other sort of batteries. So if you were at all in the camera space, you would know that batteries are not fun. You would know that every single thing you use has a different battery. So this is the battery for my lights. This is an NP-F550, okay? NP-F550. Some other things use these as well. It's not specifically just for my lights, but they're used for my lights. My camera has a different battery. I use it on power though, so plugged into the wall, so that's not a big deal. But if I bought different lights, I would need to get rid of my NP-F550s most likely, and then use different batteries. And everything is like this. Every camera brand is different. Every this is different. Every that is different. And there is this company that is doing something sensible. So there's this company called Nightcore. They are selling batteries that have USB-C chargers on the battery. So you don't need a fucking specific proprietary charger to charge the batteries. Obviously, there are third parties that make the chargers, third-party batteries, things like that, but ultimately, you're still buying you have to buy an extra piece of thing just to charge the batteries. In this case, you don't, though. You can just plug in USB-C and charge it just fine. I don't know what batteries they actually have, because I might go and get some. This is for... So this one right here is for the various Sony cameras. The A7 III, the A7R III, the A7R4, the A7S3, the A9, the A9 II, the A6 600, the A7C, the A1, the FX3, and the A7 IV. Do they have other batteries, though? That is the question. Products. Or is this company literally just getting started now? Wait, their site literally doesn't work. Their site doesn't work. There's a product button here, but you can't click on it. Wait, is this their entire site? Okay, no. Oh, they have been around for a while. They just weren't selling these until now. That's actually really cool stuff. So why do they have... This is not even remotely related to camera stuff. Why did they start selling camera stuff? Huh. I don't know why they did. Okay, so this one right here is the only one they currently have. I do kind of hope... I do kind of hope they expand. Sure, the charge isn't as long. So the Sony batteries last 2.5 hours, which... Oh, sorry. They take 2.5 hours to charge, and these ones take 4 hours to charge, but that's why you have more than one set of batteries, and then it's not a problem. I run 2 sets of batteries, so if on some off chance I like forget to charge a set, or I'm doing a long shoot or something like that, I always have backup batteries, and it's always perfectly fine. 4 hours to charge them isn't a big deal. It's not a big deal. Someone asked, can you charge the battery when it's in the camera? That sounds like a terrible idea, and you probably shouldn't do it. If you want to do it, buy a dummy battery like I'm using for my camera. Yeah, if you're gonna plug it in, just buy a dummy battery. Like, what are you doing? Just buy a dummy battery. Dummy battery basically converts your DC into the power needed for the battery. Don't know how it works. Magic. This is a great idea, but you can easily buy a tiny USB-C charger that will charge 2 FZ100 batteries at once for less than $20. So there are actually there are adapters that will do this, but these are directly on the battery. Okay, so this isn't as original as I thought it was. But it's still really cool nonetheless. I like there to be, you know, more competition for batteries that are available, especially in the camera space. The batteries used in lights are generally cheaper, but camera batteries, especially when you start getting some more like high-end ones, start getting very ridiculous very quickly, and no one wants to pay for it. Do we have anything else I want to talk about? Let's see. Talked about the console ads. I guess we'll just end off on saying Facebook bad. So, I titled this one in my notes, Horizon Scalping. So, Apple and Second Life slam Meta over fees for metaverse creators. So basically, in Meta, in the Meta Horizon, whatever you want to call it, you are able to like make things for the world because, you know, it's much easier to get users to generate stuff than paying people to actually do it. You can just, I guess, what's the word? Siphon money off the top. Now, generally in the game space, 30% is the typically accepted cut. So on Steam, it's 30%. On a lot of other platforms, it's 30%. Horizon, 52.5% goes to the creator. Only 52.5%. So there is a 30% fee for like the Meta Quest, for like the Quest store itself, the Meta Quest store. But then there is another fee on Horizon itself. Now keep in mind that Meta, Facebook, whatever you want to call it, owns both of these. Both of these are owned by Facebook. So it's not like, you know, it's two different companies that are doing it. Like, you know, you have you have a fee for the, let's say it's a game on Steam. You have the Steam fee, and then you have the developer of the game fee. No, they're the same person here. So, yeah, you get left with 52.5%, which is a massive ass cut. Like, it's genuinely stupid, and if you want to make content for a game, make content for anything else, like Roblox. Second Life, if you want to make something for, like, if you want to make something for, something no one ever plays, Second Life. Like, Second Life has a 3.5 to 7.5% fee. Roblox, obviously, one of the biggest games in the world. I think it is the biggest game in the world, but hey, no one plays Second Life, no one plays Meta, so this seems like a fairly apt comparison. Take 7.5%, and you might slightly annoy less people, I guess. But still, no one's gonna play your game because they're gonna play actual good games, not your fake metaverse thing that you think you're promoting as this like new thing that no one's ever heard of. Everyone knows what it is. It's just a bad MMO. No one's gonna play it. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. I've got to start getting ready for work soon. I guess make dinner before I go to work and all that fun stuff. Because I start work at 6 o'clock tonight because I have 5-hour shifts for some reason. I never do 5-hour shifts, but I am right now. I don't know. Anyway, main channel, Brody Robertson. I do Linux videos. Gaming channel, which will be coming back in 42 days, probably. Maybe the week after. It'll be coming back soon. Then we have podcast. Podcast, the audio version, is available on the Anchor. It's on Google Podcasts, it's on iTunes, it's on places you can find the podcasts. And then the video version is available on the YouTubes. That's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed this. For any of the audio listeners who's made it this far, I apologize for spending half an hour talking about posters and you couldn't see what I was talking about. But go watch the video version and you'll see what I was talking about. They're all really nice posters. They're not all things I really enjoy now, but I think they're all still really well designed. Anyway, that's going to be it for me, and I'm out.